Love Wins by the Stewarts, part 2. We got the inside joke going on. My Bun is always playing fucking games and shit. He's just a fucking fake-ass comedian. Part 2 of Love Wins by the Stewart. We're live on location at the Empire Studios. Shout out to my guy Q Note, who is our podcast producer, who has us sounding good, looking good. I'm sorry, Ryan. Pig, you got us straight? We good? Okay, I'm sorry. So we shout out to my guy, my nephew Pig, too, is doing our video for this podcast. And shout out to Club Empire, who we're broadcasting in the Empire Studios. All right, so round 1 was fire, as we thought. We do have a live audience. Thank you. Please continue to be interactive. If you have a question, if you have a comment, come up to the mic. I want to reintroduce our, real quick, all the way to the left, we got Leroy Womack. Then we've got Dougie Womack. We've got my wife, Netta Stewart. We've got Yolanda Love. And then we also have Artenis Lewis, which is Bond B, the bail bondsman. All right. So we're going into, Netta wanted us to talk about the biggest episode that we've had since broadcasting, okay? The episode number 1 where we talk, I think it was labeled, I Should Have Cheated, or Did I? Okay? And so this relationship dealt with infidelity early on in our marriage, infidelity on both of our parts, and how we were able to come back from that.
Let me tell him my business.
The magical question that I think everybody wanted to know the answer to.
Who did it first?
Huh?
Who did it first?
No, that wasn't a magical question. How did we come back from infidelity on both parts? I like what Bond's saying. A lot of these relationships, they quit too early. The first sign, you take vows to say for better or worse, and obviously that was a worse for us. But we were able to push past it, right, Netta?
Yeah, absolutely.
We were able to push past it and be at a point where we can still love each other. Today, a lot of relationships cannot come back from that. So the big question is, how did we come back from that, Shanetta?
Ooh, shit.
That's a good one.
Comment. Y'all can chime in when you need to chime in as well.
Honestly, I think a lot of people always say so. That's why I was so strong on when our first question was asked, or no, maybe first or second person that came up and said, you know, if you kind of have sex, if you kind of do it, it doesn't prevent the person from cheating, but it has a lot to do with them probably not cheating if you have sex more on a regular basis or when your mate requests it. So I kind of beg the differ to that, but nevertheless,
Q, wherever you are, come downstairs, Q. Just
coming back on this side was a struggle. It was really a struggle because I don't think, let me speak for me and I'll let him speak for himself. I didn't cheat because, I didn't love him any less. It was kind of like it's just something I chose to do. And so that's what I think the problem lies is that people always want to blame somebody for their infidelity. You know what I'm saying? So nobody likes to take accountability and say, oh, I just did it. So I have taken accountability. I think that took both of us to do that first. So first, we both had to take accountability to why that even happened or why it happened, whatever. And we decided how to deal with that. So if it was to explain, if I wanted to know details, if he wanted to know details, if we didn't, if we wanted to know people, all that stuff. So I think that I'm going to say me, it took some growing up, me not deciding I got to get my lick back because I did feel like I had to get my lick back. Not doing that, and then really kind of finding and doing some soul searching. So let me say what I did not do. What I did not do was blame myself for his infidelities. That was his shit. That was all you, just like mine was all me. But it did take a lot of just being on some real sugar honey iced tea. When I say sugar honey, we were just on some real shit. You know what I'm saying? So it just took us really kind of having some heavy communication and then really sitting down saying, listen, do you want this shit to work? Because if you don't, let's just, let's go on. Let's just, we've been playing with this shit. We've been playing with our vows. We have, together we have a bundle of children. So we're playing with our children. We just playing too much. So if we're going to do it, we're going to do it. We're going to do it right or let's not do it at all. So it took just being real. It took communication. It took some consistent communication. It took some trust that we're still working and or building on. It took some prayer. It took tears. It took me riding down on him a few times. It takes a lot. And so it takes different things for different people. But to answer the generalized question, I do think that I think you can recover. It's up to you with how you choose how you choose to recover. That's your thing. That's everybody's situation is very personalized. Let me just say this, in the midst of it, because we've openly talked about it, so it's not a secret. In the midst of our infidelities, we knew that there were issues. So we were dealing with issues by going to counseling and kind of just working on ourselves in our marriage. The infidelity piece was nothing that we ever talked about in counseling or with each other because we kept denying the shit to each other. We knew, specifically, I felt that I knew that what he was doing, and when he was doing it, I don't know if he felt the same, but it was more or less we ain't talking about that. Or if I asked him about it, it was like, no, I ain't doing it. So we could never bring it to the table to discuss in counseling. We could never bring it to each other to discuss with each other until we both got to our point of, listen, you got me out here looking like a duck. It was me, and on some real shit, it was really me looking stupid because you guys know, love, and understand that he is this local celebrity here, right? So his history supersedes him, and then if someone chooses to mess with someone and the caliber of man that he is, the women that he chooses to deal with want me to find out that they're messing with him. They want me to know that they're messing with him. So for everybody, even family, there's a lot of people that didn't even know that I got my lick back until we talked about this on our podcast, because everybody was looking upside my head like, oh, you a damn fool just like the rest of them. You out here looking bad, you sharing him as your MCM or whatever, your MCE, and he got you out here looking bad. But they didn't know I undercoverly had him out here looking bad too. It just wasn't as public as his was. So it just really took a lot from he and I, and our situations are just different from those. So it's your thing. It's how you choose to handle it, and we handled it as we chose to handle it. We are far beyond. We're, building and working, and it takes work. It takes a lot of commitment. It takes a trust. It takes a lot. And so we're building back on the foundation that we were supposed to stand on and have to begin with. So
can I ask you this? Yeah. Since you guys got over it once, if it happened again, do you think you'll still be in that same position?
Who said it was once?
That's what I mean. Is it okay for it to continue?
That's tough because those are deal breakers for both of us.
Okay.
We've forgiven each other before, and those are deal breakers for both of us. Those are, the infidelity. So, you never have to figure out what you'll do until you're in that situation.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Sure.
So you can say, I ain't doing that shit no more. But, love will have you in some pretty dark places.
Right.
When you love. She's kind of spoke on it as a man. And I think it's different. She always talk about, it's different. It is different from a man to a woman. I mean, as a man, it's the most humbling thing that you have to go through. Here you are thinking you are the man, you are the man, and shit, your girl just stepped out. So that was very humbling for me. But I tell my friend, and then let me tell you this, my friend, we talk every morning about, and I want him to kind of speak on this, but we talk every morning about just doing right. It was very humbling. Even though I had cheated, it was very humbling for me to accept her getting her lick back, as you say, because I just think cheating is different from a woman to a man. That's my personal. Y'all can beat me up. Y'all can say it's not true. That's my personal belief. I stand on it. I believe it. That's just what it is.
Pause.
No, I can't pause because that's
a good point. I want to ask the audience that.
Okay.
So if you look to my podcast, you heard me ask this question. My question was to him on the podcast, because his thing was when he found out that I had some infidelity, some moments of infidelity, it was so difficult for him to take, and he was just like, I can't take it. I just can't take it. And so I'm like, what is it about it that you can't take? And it's visioning you with another man. Yeah. Well, damn.
I agree.
Do you not think that, do you not think that I have that same vision? Do you not think that I don't want to have to envision you're doing something with somebody that's the same as me? So he seems to think, in his mind, that when a woman cheats, it's like death. But when a man cheats, we're supposed to be so easy.
Well, I'm going
to
tell you
why.
So
easily forgiven. So my question is there a difference?
No, it's not.
Not a difference?
Well, as a man, you're taught to cherish your spouse and literally put them in a place of an angel or something sweeter than sweet. And you just can imagine somebody taking that and misusing it and doing it any kind of way because we feel like that was created for us. You
Okay,
gotta
Bun.
believe that.
Bun?
I know y'all waiting on me. This is the only thing, sis, and I know this is gonna sound so effed up.
You know I'm coming back though, right?
Yes, coming back. I know. I've been fucking with you for years. I know. But this is what I'm saying. When a woman have sex or do something on the side, her feelings is more involved than a man.
That's your opinion.
That's my.
So, audience who think that's true, please clap. Clap if you think that's true.
Because
That's
a
your
man.
opinion.
There you go. I ain't seen you get up all day. You didn't even go to the bathroom. Now you got it. I got you up. You go, girl.
Testing.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
your
that's
opinion.
This is my opinion.
Say your name and your question.
I'm Chancellor, and I'm gonna comment on what Bun B said about women and their feelings. That's not true. Because a lot of times, like when you said you're getting a lick back, that's all you want is your lick back and you gone.
Yes.
And the man, on the other hand, who hit first, he might have them feelings, but you
Yeah,
don't.
I don't have those
You just want
feelings.
your lick back and you
I'm
gone.
sorry.
That's
Yeah.
all I got.
Okay.
Yeah, see and so that goes back to kind of what Leroy just said. Leroy said that as a man, you kind of put your, you kind of put your mate or your woman on this pedestal as if they're just so nurturing and you cherish them and you love them. So to see them be on some gutter shit like you is like, oh no, I can't believe it. Oh my gosh. There is no difference. I'm telling you, the way y'all be tearing it up, don't y'all think somebody be tearing it up back? Like,
Don't do that.
it
Don't
is
do that.
not
Don't
a
do that.
difference. It is
Don't
not
say that.
a difference. Like, it's not
Okay,
a
nobody
difference.
do it like Papa.
I'm just saying, like, there is no difference in that. There is no, like, I want you to know that that is just the worst thing ever, that you guys feel that, oh my gosh, that is just the worst thing. I cannot believe you let somebody touch you. But damn, I can't believe you let somebody touch you too. Oh my gosh, I can't believe you let him. I can't believe you let her rock. So there is no difference. There is no difference in doing it. And let me just say this about this emotions and feelings shit. You guys think that women have to, most times, let me just say this. This is my experience. I'm not going to cheat with somebody that I couldn't be with.
That's crazy.
If I have to not be with you. Like, understand, I don't cheat low. I want you to know that. I'm not going to have a moment of infidelity with somebody that I couldn't be with if I leave you. Like, that's just the truth. That's a God's honest truth. And so you guys think that it's not about the feelings and emotions. Just because I'm having a moment of infidelity with this person and I don't have feelings does not mean that I can't develop or I don't want to be with that person. It just so happens that's my choice. That's who I choose. Now, if they decide to get clingy, that's their business.
So that's my point. That's why it makes your cheating so much different, because we just fuck because we just want to fuck.
No, sir,
No,
we bye.
so you can't change my truth now. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna respect each other's truth.
No.
We gotta respect the truth. You may not think this what it is. That's what it is. So we ain't cheating to be with a motherfucker. We like y'all. Y'all cheat.
No.
Okay.
Let me say this. Sis, now listen. I'm
You
getting
gotta you gotta respect everybody's truth.
Listen, sis.
No.
Sis, listen.
Yeah.
Sis. Hold on.
I'm listening.
I let y'all talk. I didn't interrupt y'all at all.
I'm
This
listening.
is what I'm saying, sis.
Yeah.
When I was married and I cheated, I knew that I wasn't going nowhere.
No shit.
So
Facts.
I'm not going to cheat with no woman that's better than mine.
All right.
Just listen. I
You gotta let him talk.
Because think about it. If you're going to cheat, you're supposed to cheat up. If your wife a nurse, you don't want to fuck with a bitch that work at McDonald's. All right.
But y'all do that, though.
But this is what I'm saying. I know I'm not leaving my motherfucking wife. I'm just going through some shit right now. She tripping because I didn't wash the dishes or whatever. So I'm just going to give me a quick nut. I ain't looking for nobody that's up top that I might fall in love
Here's
with.
what
I'm looking for something I can bust a nut and
No.
go home and figure what I got.
But let me
going
tell you
on.
what the difference
That's
is.
Whoa. We talking about most men. We're not talking about most women.
No, I'm talking about
y'all
most
might
men.
Cheat for another reason.
No,
but
sir.
if we fucking out, we looking for one of them little young ones. Then we gonna leave $40 on her dresser because she got a cricket bill.
But here's
cricket
the-
bill ain't
hold
$35.
Hold
we
on,
gonna get on down.
And I'll
Now,
say
I'm telling
something.
the truth.
No,
Take
sir.
it
Let
off
me
the
say
podcast.
something. Let me say something.
Okay.
Let me put it into perspective. Let me put it into perspective.
Okay,
as
Goody.
a gay man with a whole bunch of women as wonderful friends, okay, it's not that it's different. It's dudes will fuck anything.
Anything.
Okay?
Yes.
Dudes will fuck anything.
Baby girl.
All right?
You done
Yes,
put the
y'all
thoughts.
leave $40. It's a pussy. It's all of that.
baby girl.
But a girl,
What?
oh honey, listen, you gotta be worth my time. Okay, just like you were worth her time
He got to be
to
worth
fuck
mine.
her,
What you said.
she's gonna get somebody else worth her time
What
to
you
get
said.
what she's got between
you
her
said.
legs.
What you said.
And so
Okay.
it's not the difference between, it's not a difference
It's not a
between
difference at all.
feelings. It's just it's aesthetics. I gotta look at you, motherfucker, while you fucking me.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, I gotta look at you.
We're
I gotta
looking-
think about what the fuck is going in me while you
Yes.
fucking me. So
I ain't got no paper
but
bag
that's
over
women.
here.
So that's
Yeah.
No, I
women.
don't.
A
I can
dude,
think
you
about
can
another
close your
motherfucker
eyes,
I
you can
love
put-
while I'm fucking you. I ain't gotta
But
look
I mean,
at
you could put
Turn
a
around.
bag on her head and
talking
turn
about?
her on her back, on her stomach, honey, and ain't even gotta look at her. You know what I'm saying? In her mind, it's so much different.
It's
She was
different.
raised different.
All right, we got a
Let me
question.
get-
We got a young lady got a
Go
question.
I
ahead, baby.
appreciate
I'm
that,
sorry.
Dave, because that's the truth.
Okay. During infidelity, as you know, to pick a person, I feel like if you're going to cheat, communicate that. Would you communicate that with the person that you're with and expound on it before
Hell
you
no,
step
you
out
cheating.
to cheat?
You cheating. So you ain't gonna tell the woman that you with, I'm cheating on your ass. You cheating.
Well, I'm going to tell on me because
You
the
want
way
your
that
partner
I am
to
set
know
up,
that you're cheating?
No, that's what she's saying.
Oh, okay.
She's saying, aren't you going to communicate it with the person that
I
you're
mean,
cheating?
because if you're having problems, you will communicate that.
Oh, you're saying if you're having problems.
Yes.
Okay, I get it. I'm sorry. We
Yes.
misunderstood
so
you.
you
Okay.
know what? We had, that was kind of our, pre-marriage, we had this like Jack and Jill shower.
Okay.
And that was because I knew his past and he knew my past as well. So in that conversation, a question was asked of that. And so we both really said like, if there's a consistent issue in our marriage and I tell you multiple times and you don't self-correct, I really can't be on some tripping shit if you decide to step out. Then it was like, if you on some stuff that you just like that I said or done and you hadn't given me the opportunity to self-correct those things, I'm gonna kick your ass because now you're just on some dog shit. So so give it. I'm not saying that it's okay because they tell you that, you're not giving me head every day. I'm not saying it's okay if they keep telling you that, but we did agree to that. Like, listen, I'm gonna tell you these problems that I'm having. And I'm gonna tell you these problems. Give me an opportunity to self-correct. But if you don't give me an opportunity to self-correct, that's an issue. So yes, I do believe you need to communicate
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Does it prevent them from cheating? Hell no, it does
Well,
not.
if I had to cheat, I am going to cheat up, and I may go to a different race as well. So, but when I do cheat, if I do decide to cheat, I'm going to tell on myself. So that's why I don't cheat.
Yeah.
Because
They
I
ain't
have
telling
that
on me.
bad. Because if I ever get my lick back, it's over for it. Because once I get mine back, I'm walking away.
Okay.
I appreciate
Round of
that.
applause for the young lady that came up and had her question.
Let me just say this. I appreciate you for walking away, but before I walk away, you gonna feel this thunder. Like
about to hit
you
you.
gonna get these, you gonna catch these feelings like I caught them
gotta
feelings.
catch
I want your ass to be crying like I was crying. All right.
You want your full lick back.
You know
But
what?
if you telling
So hold on,
yourself
this is
that
what I
ain't
wanted
cheating, it's just
This is what
telling
I
on
wanted to
yourself.
address what Bun said. So Bun said, when y'all cheat, y'all just go out and be on some cheating shit or whatever, give it $40 or whatever. That's not true. That's not true. Y'all, let me just say this, and I said this.
disagree, sis, and
I
that's
said
just
this
from
on the podcast. On the
Right.
podcast, listen. If you want to go out and just scroll, oh, Aunt Jenny, please excuse me. I'm sorry. If you just want to go out and screw on somebody, that's your business. I don't have a problem with that. My problem is when you pillow talk. My problem is that men feel like they have to make their significant other to look bad
But
to get
sis,
into
that's a
somebody.
whole different conversation, sis.
Whoa,
You're right.
whoa,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
My problem is you get to pillow talking and y'all don't understand that y'all really could fuck for free. But y'all be talking. Y'all gotta make the woman feel like I'ma leave my wife. Y'all gotta make her feel like she's.
That's not always the case.
Let me finish talking.
Okay.
You gotta make her believe that. You gotta make her believe that she's some type of special to you, right? And let me just say this. In our moments of let me tell you how I know it's a difference. Because in the moments of infidelity, anybody that he's dealt with wanted me to know that he was dealing with them. They would let me know things especially when it's over. When it's over, oh, he had me in the VIP at the club, but you had a $30 bar tab and some chicken from La Changes. Facts, because he ain't spending no money. He did this, he did that. And I got to hear all of that. But the reason why he didn't know anything about my infidelity, I told on me. He didn't find out. These dudes don't be calling him saying anything because they know not to.
Because the dude ain't going to tell on himself.
Right.
A woman is going to tell because she want the other woman
every motherfucker to know.
Listen,
You're missing the point.
Somebody else's wife, when I see them now, hey, cuz, I ain't looking to tell on myself when I'm getting free pussy on the side.
You're missing my point. What I'm saying to you is, all you gotta do is just go over it. That's how I know it ain't just being on no go. All you gotta do is go over and screw. Let me just say this. Women can walk in, find them somebody, and go screw and move on. And we talked about the podcast because Brian asked, well, if y'all don't tell, what do y'all do? We go screw and move on.
Well, I've
never met a man, I've never met a man that wants to know the indifferences and the negative things that I'm going through with my partner. They don't want to know that. But every time a man cheat with a woman, especially when it's over, they're going to tell, he told me this about y'all kids. He told me you do this, and he told me that you did. You don't have to talk is all I'm saying. Just don't do that part. Because then that makes me think you got some feelings involved because whether it's a lie or the truth. So whether it's she telling the lie or the truth, you done told her some shit about me. I'm not telling my dude nothing about you. He don't want to know that. That's all I'm saying.
I get constellation in the fact that the average nigga can't take my play. So he gonna have to come with it if he gonna get what I got.
But do it
Yeah,
then.
go ahead.
I'm confident in what I'm doing enough to know that if you gonna upgrade me, you better. Well, I gotta take my head off to Michael Jordan because I'm bringing it. I'm giving everything that I got to my relationship. So you can upgrade me. Go for it.
I just don't want y'all to think that we're just cheating out of
Let's talk
emotions
about
and
infidelity.
feelings.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Let's talk about infidelity.
Okay.
My biggest thing is tell me. And when we first got together, I was like, listen, if it comes along that you need to step out, bro, let me know.
Right.
You gonna get permission?
I said that
Now
too.
listen, if it's something that you missing, if it's something that you not getting, or whatever, let me know.
Absolutely.
Okay? Because if we need to change something, then we can change it. And if you just do need to step out and I need to give you that little bit, okay, yes, I had cancer. Yes, I went through a tough time. It was a long time. And yes, I did give my husband permission. But I said there are stipulations. Who, what, when, where, and motherfucking why. Okay?
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
Listen,
yeah.
I don't know. I don't need to know who they are. Do not bring them in my fucking house. Okay?
Right.
And, listen, that's what it is. I don't listen. And if it gets too comfortable, I'm bringing them a motherfucking bill.
What they say.
So that they can pay these bills in this house. If that's where we fucking going, then that's where we fucking going.
Mine couldn't because they were
So
cheap low.
when it comes to infidelity is like a cancer.
It is. It's toxic.
It's a cancer in a relationship because everybody is fucking hiding something.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
If we can tell the truth about something, and whatever that young lady just said, she said, I'm going to tell on myself. When you guys told on yourself and y'all came together, y'all worked it out, right? Y'all
Right.
came to, and well, she told on herself.
Yeah, I told on
I
me.
don't know if you told on yourself.
He didn't
Hell
tell on
no.
himself.
I
He
think
didn't tell on himself.
I think he just found out.
Shit, no.
And then,
Ain't nobody cheating gonna tell him.
I did tell on myself. Bun.
so he was talking
Bond.
about how Bond. He was talking about how he's not gonna tell on yourself. You're not gonna tell on yourself.
You don't have to.
But bro, if you don't tell on yourself and you talking about, hey, cuz, you set yourself up for failure, bro.
You don't have to tell.
You set yourself up for failure because she about to see your girl, and baby, she is calculating
how
her
I'ma let her know.
response of
Yes.
how she's gonna get in between you and
Absolutely.
your girl.
Absolutely.
And it's not gonna be today, it's not gonna be next week,
It's
gonna
gonna
be
happen.
3 months from now,
It's gonna
and it's
happen.
gonna hit you like a whirlwind.
See, that's why
Now,
I want to beat a bitch up.
let
Let
me-
me just say that. That's why we want to beat a bitch up because I can't get mad at.
My wife won't let nobody else talk.
I can't. I'm just saying. This is a sensitive subject. Like I can't be mad. I can't be mad at a woman for something that my husband is doing. What I get mad at is that disrespectful shit. Don't be disrespectful. Like you already really out here on the boat, and that's your business. But when you get to playing on my phone and let's sit down, bitch, we ain't got nothing to talk about. Like the only thing we got in common is that nigga. That's it. And we ain't really had that in common because you.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, Bun.
Okay, the whole conversation started off with infidelity. What can somebody take? On our podcast,
About infidelity?
No,
Right.
about the guys podcast.
Do
Right.
it if you want to do it.
everybody had their own standards to where a point to where if you cheat, if you done this is too much for me.
What the deal breakers are.
Right.
What you won't accept.
I can't come back from that.
Right.
Okay. I said this, and this is mine. Everybody had their own personal
Deal
opinion.
breakers.
We all grown. But if my girl sucked that dick, it's over. That's a deal breaker for me.
So you saying if she cheated, she gave the bottom away, you could get away with that. But she get a top away, you can't.
Dick! Like the whole thing? Like bitch is over. Like that's my point. Like I'm cool. I'm cool if you fucked.
But oral sex is a part of.
On your end, I'm not cool. You can't have this nigga
In the
my
mic.
house.
In the mic.
You can't have. Okay, so I mean that's a point that we're gonna have to try to get over. We're gonna have to pray together about that. We're gonna have to go see Pastor Braggs about that one. But when you suck that dick, Lord have mercy. I can't, because every time I'm looking at you, I'm imagining you. It ain't gonna happen even if we and I do it. I see that. I mean, that's my deal breaker.
Damn.
So I wouldn't even have to get to a point to where if I see you out, I say, hey, cuz I'm through fucking with you. Once I found out that you sucked that dick, circumcised, uncircumcised.
Lord.
When you suck that dick, it's over for me.
Yeah.
All right.
Shell, what you gotta say? Shell, you've been quiet on this topic.
Mic
What you gotta
drop.
say?
What's your deal breaker, sis?
Having a baby on me.
Yeah, buddy.
That's a no-no. I'm not dealing with no outside kids.
Baby.
No. Outside kids can't
Ain't
do.
no babies.
Can't do. No. I don't know about y'all, but I'm saying what I'm not gonna do. Married and an outside baby, it's not gonna work in my marriage.
But ain't none of that. I ain't
If
no
you
kids.
cook that nigga a meatloaf, it's over. It's over. And you better not wash no clothes up in there.
Last question is yes. I do believe that you can come back from infidelity. And so, truthfully, this is more the reason why we chose to do this podcast, because a few times we kind of had some couples nights at our houses, and we talked about this very thing, and we wanted to give people a platform, basically, to let them know that it's okay. Like, there are so many people that be in your ear. Oh, he cheated on you? Oh, you ain't left? Oh, you're so stupid. You know what I'm saying? Especially with men. Men get that bad. So that's why when we did our podcast, I initially said, yes, my husband cheated, but it was just not him. Because, I wanted people to understand it was a mutual thing that he and I had done. So that is a big proponent of why we did this. Because people already kind of had what they thought they knew about our marriage. So can't nobody tell my story better than me. Can't nobody tell our story better than us. So we decided to kind of put it out there on the table. So whether it was liked, disliked, disagreement, that's fine. So what I'm going to say to that is our situation, our marriage overcame infidelity. It may not work for somebody else. It may not. I don't know.
Right.
But for us, it worked because this is something that we wanted to do and wanted to happen. So it takes a lot of really kind of just putting yourself in there in the moment and deciding to really just kind of make it work. And I'll be honest, like, after we did that podcast, that episode, people were like, damn, I had no idea. Y'all make that shit look good. Like, we all supposed to be telling y'all our business? Like, did y'all think we gonna get on Facebook? I did do some subliminal posts one time. Y'all probably saw that shit, didn't you? But, y'all think we're just gonna get out here and tell y'all our business? It's not for that. Like your mama say, don't tell what happened in my house. What happens in my house stays in my house. So it was just that. So it was really let me just say this, and y'all may call me whatever you want to call it. I appreciate it. I appreciate the trial. I honestly do. I appreciate going through that and dealing with that. It caused some self-reflection, even though I know I wasn't the reason. It caused some self-reflection. It made me kind of go through indignity myself because I feel like I'm a very strong, independent woman. And my thing to him was initially, if you cheat, I'm out of here. And I only said that to him as a deal breaker because that's what everybody assumed he was going to do to me. Everybody already assumed that when I became his wife, he was going to treat me like everybody else. So, it took a lot. It took a lot. It took a whole lot. So understand it can happen. It's worth it. Let me just say it's some work. It's a fight. But it is absolutely worth it in the end because now we get a chance to really kind of enjoy each other. And the enjoyment of each other is very genuine. And it's not on no fake shit. Like, I'm not saying our love was fake.
And last but not least, tell them what you said. If you ain't getting it in.
If I said what?
What you said when we taped the podcast.
Yeah.
You should have gotten it. You should have got it.
I know it's over.
Should have got it with him.
Y'all should have got when the getting was good. Ain't no more getting.
Yeah.
Ain't
All right,
ain't no more getting in the club for free and getting some chicken and getting a bar tab. Ain't no chicken, no bar tab, bitch.
Round of applause for that episode. Two things I want to touch on before we go, and we've got about 10 minutes apiece on on both of these episodes, on both of these questions. The first question that I want to talk to Dougie and Leroy on is people think it's different to be in a relationship with two gay guys rather than two gay girls. Mm-hmm. All right, they look at that different. Am I correct with that, audience? Don't the public look at two guys being? So how do y'all deal with those stereotypes of just that?
No, you didn't push it.
Well, we really don't deal with stereotypes because, you know what I have to say, Dougie moved here from New York City, and man, I have to take my head out to Little Rock. We really don't have any problems. You know, we travel all over the world, and I own a business, and Dougie goes to work. It's so normal for us. You know what I mean? It's just, I think people kind of get it. You know, we haven't had nobody say faggot and all that kind of stuff. We just don't really carry ourselves like that. And we just really have very many issues. I don't know, they may be thinking it, but they never stepped to me. You know, I don't know if being a 6'5" black man got anything to do with it, but I just don't really have it's not a big deal for us. So, but I don't know, I think people kind of, Dougie is more.
Do you feel like that you guys are I don't say ambassadors, but you guys are popular. So a lot of the things that the common two guys, they don't, because you guys are so popular, you may not have to deal with all the stigma that comes with being two gay guys.
Well, my mama beat me so bad as a child. So, but I feel like she was preparing me to be a good man for somebody.
Look how she looking at you.
Yeah,
well, I mean, my mom was strict.
Real quick, how did you tell your parents that you was gay? Just in 3 minutes.
I think I just had, for one, I had a guy.
Is Mama here?
Yeah, Mama's
Mama,
right
would
here.
you come up to the mic, please? Mama.
She like, how do you know I want to say something?
Go ahead, keep talking. Keep talking, Leroy.
Yeah.
Keep talking, Leroy.
Yeah, well, I was a woman that didn't take no shit.
So, Mama, when he told you that how did you deal with that? How did you feel about that?
I feel like, that he was his own.
Come up to the mic, Mama. Stay close to that mic so we can hear you.
He was a person just like
Antoine, fix the mic. Lean it down for her. Okay.
Well, okay.
Okay, Mama.
First of all, I love my kids.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay? And I tried to show them the right way to go.
Yes, ma'am.
And, I tried to raise them up in that way, the way that my parents raised me.
Yes, ma'am.
People going to do different things, and I know that he probably did some bad things.
Yes, ma'am.
I think everybody up here done did something
Absolutely. Yes, ma'am.
in their life. So,
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, I just took that, put it in the good Lord hand. So the good Lord to just, take care of me. Watch over me.
Amen.
Guide my kids. And when they do something wrong, I will whoop their ass.
Round of applause for Mama. Dougie, your mom is here. Dougie, Miss Dougie, Mom, can you come to the mic? Dougie's mom. Dougie, conversation when you had to go home and tell your mom that you were gay and you like boys. How did that conversation go?
I was upstairs. I was in one room, and my mother was in another room, and I was just like, doing my thing. I've been like feminine my whole life, and my mom was like standing in her room. We had like a clear shot from her room to my room through the hallway, and she just asked me. She was like, "Douglas, are you gay?" And I looked at her and I was like, "Are you sure you want to know the answer to that?" And she was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Well, girl." Yeah. But I was like 16, I mean, I was at that point where I was just like, that was that rebellious, excuse me, mama, fuck
She
it.
said always.
Kind of like situation, like area in your life where you're just like, the walls could crash down today and I don't care,
Mama, so. did you know before Dougie told you that he was gay?
Yes, I did.
You did?
Douglas has always been hard-headed. He's always known what he wants to do. And when I asked him that question, I already knew. I knew it when he was 5 years old, because like he said, he didn't care. Yeah. He didn't care if anybody knew. He's always been his old man. He's been a person that's led people. People follow after him. He's not someone that follows someone. He is the one that's going to lead. It's always been had a leading spirit about him.
Did you buy him an easy bake oven?
No, I didn't. I didn't give into all that.
Oh, you did?
No.
So you didn't let him have a doll or nothing like that?
A doll?
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a Barbie doll that he liked, and it was. Tell him who the Barbie doll was, Douglas.
It was Kelly Rowland, and she was my favorite Destiny's Child Barbie doll, and she was beautiful.
So I allowed that because she was his role model. But anyway, he's always been.
'Cause she was chocolate.
Yeah, she was chocolate girl.
But did you want an easy bake oven?
Yes, he did.
I wanted to make cookies.
I said no, I didn't give in to that. But I've always known that. I used to pray on my knees about him.
Was that difficult for you?
It was. It was as his mother, because I wanted something better than that for him. Yeah. But he couldn't see that part because he'll tell you he's always been in church. His grandfather was an elder. The whole family, preachers, teachers, on down the line. My sister's a preacher, my dad's a preacher, I'm a preacher. And he's always been that PK kid.
Yes.
And he's like defiant. He was a defiant little boy. But then when he get in church, he was 3 years old, and I just remember this, I love it. We were at a Mattie Mouse church, Mattie Mouse Clark church in Detroit, and because I sang in a group. But anyway, because of his grandfather having his own church, and you know how they do, they be dancing. 3 years old, he was dancing in the pew, and it was so cute. I loved it because I think he kind of got a spark there one day, and I said, "Oh, okay, he's gonna be all right." But he's still all right because he married Leroy, and when I met Leroy, he was like, because he had so many other guys that was wanting his attention, and he'd say, "Mama, such and such and such," and he'd go and come home and say, well, I such and such. I said, no, you get away from that guy. Because I would pray, and God would tell me different things, you know.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And I don't know, I know everybody, if you got kids, you want to protect your children.
Right.
I don't care what you got to do. You want to protect them.
Yes, ma'am.
And just like Mama said, I'll whip their butt.
Thank you, Mama. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for that. Round of applause for Mama.
Side note, I love Jesus. I love God. And my relationship with God is everything to me.
Yeah.
It is everything to me. And it is so real. And it is so mine. It belongs to me. And nobody's opinion validates my place in heaven. Nobody's opinion
Round of applause for that, y'all.
validates my place in heaven. So if somebody wants to say, oh, this scripture says this, and this.
Amen.
Well, baby, let's talk about the scriptures before it and the scriptures after.
Absolutely.
So if we want to sit here and talk about all of the other things, we can break it down. But my relationship with God is mine.
I appreciate you saying
And
that.
it is so personal. And it is so strong and authentic. So that's my side note, y'all.
Appreciate
Thank you.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Last question, and I don't know if Netta want to take some questions from our live, but
Nope.
what does, to our single people, Bun and Yolanda, what does a man look for in a woman? What does a woman look for when you're deciding who you pick as in a man? You want to go? Who want to go first? Bun, okay. Bun, we want you to go first. What are some of the things if a woman is looking for a man? What are some of the traits we
What a
look
man
for?
is looking for a woman?
When you're deciding who you want to be, what are some of the traits?
My
that you-
personal opinion. This
Yes.
is my personal opinion, y'all. Please don't get mad at me. I don't give a fuck if you do. But my personal opinion, the first thing is understanding and communication. Like, that's everything to me. Like, I don't sing it now.
Hey, I'm trying to give you some background music. Your voice got low like Barry White. Shit, I'm trying to give you some music.
My thing, well, yeah, sex plays a big part in it, if you believe it or not, because, whoa. If you go to your phone right now and Google why 90% of marriages break up, it's going to tell you finances and infidelity. So sex got to play a part in it. You cannot leave that out when
It's not
90% of
having
it
sex, it's the sex you
is finance first and infidelity. So you can't say that's not true. So if I'm with a woman, we have to be mentally and physically able to communicate on whatever situation or hurdle that we come to. Because every day is a hurdle that we have to jump as a married couple. It's a
Well,
I agree.
I think communication is the top. Sex, we can deal with it, work it out. But communication.
How can we deal with it if you're not giving it to me like I prefer, or I'm not giving it to you like you like, but Tommy is giving it to you like I'm like, and Kim is giving it to me. So we having a problem. We got a situation. Now, back to the first thing I said, communication. If we can't come together and you tell me what you like, and if I can't do it and vice versa, then we need to go and leave each other, because you're going to continue to cheat, and I'm going to continue to cheat. Either we got to have communication and be able to come together, back to what I said 2 hours ago, like B Level and Netta, when they came together and say, listen, this is what I like, this is what I like. We got to come together and fulfill each other's fantasies, needs. So if we can't do that together, ain't no sense us being together.
True.
That's
True.
You gotta be able to talk
Bomb
about
B is right, you guys. But you can give a man your all, your everything. And if they still want to cheat, what they gonna do?
You can give a
Cheat.
boy, you can give a boy. See, sometimes it's not an age.
No. It don't have anything to do with a boy.
I let you talk. I
can
didn't
get-
interrupt you. Go ahead.
Okay, Bomb B. Go.
It's not an age limit on when a boy grow up to be a man and realize it's time to stop playing these pussy ass games. Point blank, period. It's not an age limit on that.
But it needs to be.
Because
But it needs to be.
But it's not. It's just like we didn't have a manuscript on how to be a man. We had to grow up and learn in mistakes and take trials and tribulations to learn. You know what? It's time for me to put this pussy ass shit aside. Listen, I used to play with G.I. Joes until I learned that it's time to put them away.
And I used to play with Barbie dolls, so what difference does it make?
So it takes time for men to grow up.
Well, that's
I'm
true.
not saying what you saying is incorrect. I'm saying it takes time for men to grow up to say, you know what? I'm finna dedicate everything I got to this woman. Because I've been through trying to sneak around and hide on the table. You know what? It's time for me to give my all to this woman because I believe that because, like I say, when we cheat, when we know that we're not leaving you, we're not going to cheat with a mother. We're going to cheat with a bitch because we know we ain't leaving home no motherfucking way.
Okay. Why is it as men's, when they cheat, us as women, when we cheat and you ask, we rather sit down and talk to you, tell you what we did or whatever. Why is it that when you men cheat, you all rather get caught than to be honest?
Because we embarrassed about the little $2 hoe we fucking with anyway. We ain't got no business fucking with this McDonald's hoe. She flipping fries and you got this. Because we just mad because shit ain't, and see the thing about it. Kind of like this text I just showed you. Whoa. Bring it to the table because there's some real shit on B Level. It's Netta Show. This is B Level. All right, so this is what I'm saying. Like the text I just showed you, and what you just said.
Hell no.
I'm not going to do that.
Right.
But as a wife, she got to send her husband a text saying, baby, I want to suck on your balls tonight. Because that side bitch going to say that. Like I just showed you. See, that side woman going to say that freaky shit that make me come home.
Wives do that too.
You ain't gonna say that.
Wives do that too. I don't want y'all to keep making.
But not all the time.
I don't want y'all to keep making these side
See,
pieces
when we get into no, hell, fuck no.
No, back to the thing again. As a man, they think with their dick and not with their heart and not with their mind. This is a prime example. This is a prime example.
Wives do that same thing.
So if a pussy picture come across his phone, what he going to do? He going to fuck. Okay.
Yes.
Case closed.
Yes.
You mean?
When it's a boy, but when you a man and you trying to work on your relationship, you don't even have them type of texts.
Listen to what you said. If you a man and you trying to work on your relationship, so
if a bitch want to lick my balls, she can. I'm single. I'm fine with that because I'm single.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, wives do that too. Wives do that. Like wives do that. You get pictures and videos throughout the day. Send pictures, videos. I want to suck your dick on my knees. They get the same thing that does. Listen, stop. I want y'all. Here's the thing, man. We talked about this. Stop glorifying these side pieces like women, like grown ass women out here on they shit, not doing the same thing.
But since we ain't talking about side bitches,
it may be your caliber woman you dealing with, but I'm just saying women do the same. Listen, and that's why they feel like that shit is cool. All these songs talk about these side piece shit. They make it a norm. They've normalized that shit.
True. Now I agree with that. Let's be clear. I agree with that.
Let's be clear. Betty Wright was talking about that shit back in the day too, but they didn't glorify that. These girls nowadays glorify that shit. That's why y'all be getting busted in y'all face because y'all be playing these games. So stop acting like people are stepping out doing stuff that the wife is not doing. I can guarantee. Go through my husband camera roll and see what you're gonna find. Yes, they get that same thing. Ain't nobody, single people ain't doing nothing different than married people.
But what are you doing to these women?
What
are you doing to these women? Now, are you reciprocating eating that pussy the way that you're supposed to be eating that motherfucking pussy? Excuse me, mama. Oh, my mama is in this daggone room.
You forgot.
Oh, my goodness. You know what? It really are you reciprocating to these women? So if you're asking if she's going down to do all of this other stuff, are you doing this? Are you reciprocating?
Inquiring minds want to know.
Up inside and doing all this. See, that's what these women is talking about. They're
you
not
sucking on that damn pussy like you chewing on that toothpick, baby. Cause goddamn me, I'm wide open. What it do? He last in the pussy.
Right.
So if they reciprocate, if you reciprocate what they need. Look, am I doing?
Can I answer both of y'all questions?
I'm sorry.
Yes.
God damn. I'm going to answer your question. Well, listen. I'm going to answer your question.
For the people at home, I need to ask that question up to the mic so they can hear it because we can hear it.
She said you chewing mighty good on
yeah,
that toothpick.
let her answer the question.
I asked, are you sucking on that click pussy like you chewing on that toothpick? Just like you just switched out. Like you switched out toothpicks, I need you to switch out tongues, baby.
I'm going to answer your question.
Okay.
But let me rebuttal to what you said.
That nigga didn't use a big word. He said rebuttal.
Yeah, I learned that from my partner.
He did
Let me
that.
rebuttal to what you said now. As I've grown as a man, I learned not to do the things that I used to do when I was a boy. So now, in my past, yes. In my past, yes. I was just like my daddy. Flat-foot hoe. Jump from bed to bed, puller to puller. Until I learned that that's not what I really reside and needed in life. Okay? So yes, I did. To answer your question, yes, I did.
That ain't what you said.
Yes, I did.
That ain't what you said.
Sex. Sex is the main thing in a relationship.
My
what you keep saying, though.
Yes,
so my
I love
thing is,
sex.
you need to love me.
But
the
you
way I
can't
love
go.
you. If I'm looking
You
on
didn't
your
suck every nigga
balls,
dick you met.
I need you to be licking all over this shit.
Come on, listen. You didn't suck every dick you met.
No, because everybody ain't clean.
Every pussy that I met, but sometimes it's just the stroke that a nigga got to make a bitch fall in love. But this is what I'm saying. Yes, I was hoish in my days until I learned that, you know what, that's why I'm in the position that I'm in, because I got hurt. Because my past caught up with me in a rod, well, I ain't gonna say a rod, but a motherfucker hurt me. So now I'm afraid to love. But I had to realize all the shit that I done in the past to hurt my past women. They really love me, and I fucked over. So now it ain't nothing but my reverse and my shit coming back to me, and a motherfucker hurt me. So I gotta accept that as a man. Right. So I'm not mad about love. I just choose not to love at this point in time in life. But yes, to answer your question, yes, I was a hoe back in my days doing what I did and doing what I used to do. You goddamn right. And so, see, like you talk with your hand. You goddamn right. I did what I did.
So let's wrap this up. Mama want to say.
I just have a question for the young man here at the end. What are your qualifications for a wife, a good woman?
And what is a what, man?
And we got 2 minutes. Wrap that up in 2 minutes.
What are your qualifications for a good? Who would you pick, and what kind of woman would you pick for a wife?
A woman that loves God. A woman that loves God. A woman that would submit to her man, and a woman that would not judge me for my past. Do not judge me for what I used to be, because who I am now. Because understand this, mama, I would never, and I know this is gonna sound fucked up if you don't understand this, I would never take anything that I've done in the past back, because that made me the great man that I am today. Yeah. So love God, submit to me in God, and do not hold my past against me, and I'll marry you right now. I marry you right goddamn now. If you love God, if you submit to me in God, and you won't hold my past.
Hey.
Yeah, listen. In my past, I might fuck your grandma and mama and sister. And girl, what the I'm just saying, this is some real shit. To a single man, mama, to answer your question, I know we got 3 minutes.
No.
To love God, submit to God and me, and do not hold my past against me. Do not judge me for who I am.
Hold on, Mom, because what we're going to do is we're going to just end the podcast recording, but we're going to keep this really, really crucial dialogue going on. This is really good stuff. We don't want to cut this off, Mama. So we gotta end the podcast, but we're gonna continue this. So just stay right there. Okay. I do want to close with this as we talk about infidelity. I've been listening, and one of the things that Bond said is, as a man, how I was able to get through it, because a lot of my partners tell me, man, I couldn't take it. I couldn't get to it. The Bible says you will reap what you sow. And so I had to understand that if I was man enough to do it, I have to be man enough to accept it. And that's how, with prayer, that's how I was able to get over. And here's the other thing. I know this woman is she loves me. I know that she is my soulmate. Mm-hmm. And because we made some mistakes, that doesn't mean that she's not my soulmate. That was the big discussion. Is this the woman you want to spend the rest of your life with? And so because she messed up, just like you messed up, is that worth walking away from? And that was the reason why I was able to get through it. Yeah. Okay? We're going to wrap this podcast.
Honest.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Honesty got you there.
Thank you. Thank you. For our podcast listener, you can find our video on YouTube. It will live on Brian Stewart Sr. The audio for this podcast will live on any podcast stream which is
Anchor, Google, Spotify, any podcast station you can listen to. We're like I keep saying it. We're like nationally syndicated. So wherever you can listen to podcasts, you can listen to our podcast on any of those shows.
Thank you to our audience. They have made this show very popular. We are getting so many spins each week, and I think our transparency has a lot to do with why people listen to us, why people go and download. We're asking you guys, if you go to the podcast, search for Love Wins by the Stewarts and hit the subscribe button on our YouTube page. Hit the subscribe button. Do we need to end it any other way?
No, that's it.
Thank you to all of our guests. Please don't leave. We're going to continue this dialogue. Thank you to all of our guests. Mr. Leroy Womack. Round of applause.
Thank you.
Dougie Womack. My beautiful wife, Miss Netta Stewart. Yolanda McClinton. And my partner, Bon B the Bell Bondsman. Please, it's a wrap. We will see you next week.
Thank y'all.
Holla.